Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it away. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it away.
I was too fast again. Sorry about that with the music. I was too fast with the music, cutting it off. But welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. It is the October the 16th. I keep forgetting what day it is. I keep thinking it's Friday, but it's not Friday. It's Thursday. But I did forget to change my calendar. So we have to change it really quick, you know? That's just the way it goes. It's just the way it goes. It's the 16th of October. My second favorite, day of the year next to my birthday. I'm just kidding, but it is one of my favorite days of the year. It used to be anyway. But welcome in, everyone. Thank you, Crime Kitty. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, my birthday's tomorrow. We're almost there. Thanks, Kira. Thank you, guys. Yeah, no, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm okay now, but I don't know. Like something hit me today, and I was just like, "You do not want to turn 40 tomorrow." Like, what'd you do today? Like, what'd you do? Like I'm walking the dogs and I'm like, I didn't do much today. So if you don't know, now you know my birthday's tomorrow. And if you're new to the channel and you're like, why do we care? Because it's a birthday. Everyone that has birthdays and they're wonderful. Birthdays are the best. I did listen to a voicemail from my mom that she leaves me every year. So, I did that early this year. I was like, I'm gonna do it on the 16th because that's when she usually calls me, is October 16th. She gets me and my brother confused. So she used to anyway when she was here. So it's good to see everybody though in the chat. Thanks for the happy birthdays. I appreciate it. Hey, Ladybug. Hey, Casey. How you doing tonight? Hey, Dawn. Good to see you guys. Hey, True Crime. Rewind with Renee. Hey, Renee. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Crime Kitty. And thank you for the happy birthday. I appreciate that. I'm going to be another year wiser. That's what I think about. This is my year. I have a feeling. This is my year. I can feel it. I can feel it. And there is a like symbol there now. I went and looked. We have like 129 likes. So Hey, hola, baby girl. We're gonna be talking about that case tonight, actually. We're gonna be talking about little Emmanuel Haro, and we're gonna be saying hola probably a lot because we like to say hola. Oh, what happened? I missed it too. I'm about to put my glasses on. Yeah, let us know. Hope everything's okay. Looks like an update's been done. Oh, my iPad, I can never do an update. It always says I don't have enough storage. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I take everything off of it. There's nothing even on there. Like this one, there's nothing on, like other than YouTube. Hey, Ashley. I feel like my eyes are like, I need my glasses. If you guys don't mind while I'm saying hello to you guys, because I'm just taking my time, so we can say all the words, that we need to say tonight. And I say hi to you guys in the chat. If you guys don't mind, take a second, hit the like button for me if you guys don't mind. And I'm sure you'll appreciate the content. Last night I was running on, I guess, 720p or whatever it's called. I don't know how it works, but I guess I'm now back on 1080. So I guess I was off last night. So hey, Deborah. Hey, Laura. Hey, Canvas Bloom. It's good to see everybody. I keep thinking today's Friday. I do not know why. I know that like Friday's my birthday, but like I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking like my birthday's Saturday. You know what I mean? I'm thinking today's Friday. I thought you said, did you take the Dale? I don't know why. I was like, I was going to be like laughing about that, but the Dale. Ashley's a great human. She really is. If I'm ever in trouble, that's who I'm calling. I'm calling one of you guys. Ashley will come pick me up no matter where I am in the country. Actually, no matter probably where I am in the world, she come find me. It's good to see you, Kira. Thanks, Casey. Technically, it's my birthday over there. See? Okay, that just makes it even better. See? I'm already 40. See? Look at that. I know I'll be okay. I know it's going to be like just another day, but it's just, I don't know. I think it's because, my mom's not here and stuff. And I just kind of wish she was here just to be like, hello, 40. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, have an extra wine for me. That would be great, Tracy. Maybe I'll have me a glass of wine tomorrow. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I'd probably be so drunk. That'd be funny though. Hey, Crystal. I know me, I'd have one glass of wine, I'd be streaming. Really? You'll be 41 1 month from tomorrow. Look at that. November 17th. I'll remember that now for sure. And happy late birthday, Crystal. Your birthday was the 13th. Ashley's was the 10th. Look at all these Libras in here and all these October birthdays. I'm telling you what, we have a lot. We do have a lot of October birthdays in here. So what was our parents doing, Well, we know what they were doing. We know what they were doing. But no, I think tomorrow's going to be a good day. And let me say before I forget, just in case I don't come on tomorrow, thank you for sending me a birthday card, Haru. That's Vincent's mom. She watches the show, so I wanted to say shout out to her. She sends me one every year, and this year she spelled my name right, and I like it TANIA. I like it how she did it before. I'm like, she probably sees my name because I usually have it like up here, So I wanted to say I wanted to thank her for that. And thank you guys all for the gifts that you guys got me. I really appreciate that. Oh, and I didn't turn on. Hold on a second. Let me turn that on. See if it'll turn on for me. Because it was being weird. There we go. Oh, and look. Look at that. Okay. Ladybug got me that. I should have brought it up here to show you. Okay, I'll do that at the end of the show. I should have brought it up. It's so much prettier in person when you are in, up by the camera. But it's a pumpkin and it lights up all these pretty little colors. So, and then I have my little Ariah's laying with the little ghost back there that Reba got me. So thank you guys so much. Thought you said Peru, not Peru. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know what Peru's doing tonight. He might be sleeping in a cell or shouting at Brian Koberger. One of the two. But we're going to go over 3 different cases tonight. We're going to go over Kata Scott. Then we're going to go over Tiffany Adams with the Veronica Butler, Jillian Kelly case, and then Jake Harrow with the Baby Emmanuel case. There's been some arrest in each case. So I was like, well, instead of me doing, like a bunch of short videos or 3 separate lives, I just decided to do it all in one. Usually when I do it like this, where it's like true crime updates, the videos don't do as well as if I were to do them separately for some reason, but that's okay. People can go back and they can watch the replay if they'd like, because these are some good updates. So we're going to start with Kata Scott. We're just going to, I just have a list. We're just going to go down them. And I think that everyone knows who she is in the chat, but we'll go through it. We'll go through a little bit of the background. Hey, Lenora, welcome in. Deborah, it was such a nice gift. It was very thoughtful, very thoughtful. So I do have just my notes just in case I do need them, because sometimes, you need notes. But we're going to be talking about Kata Scott. This is her missing flyer. I'm going to actually read this really quick. Let me go to that tab. I might need, oh, look. Well, that didn't zoom in, did it? I thought that was going to zoom in more than that. That's okay. It'll be good for my eyes, Okay. Oopsie. The Philadelphia Police Department is seeking the public's assistance in locating 23-year-old Kata Scott. Kata's family last saw her on October 4th, 2025. Before she headed to work for an overnight shift at the Terrace at Chestnut Hill Senior Home in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Officials said she left the nursing home shortly after she got there on Saturday night, and she hasn't been seen since. Investigators found Scott's car in the nursing home parking lot and are currently searching for security footage from the neighborhood to see where she may have gone. Scott told her friends and family that she was being harassed. Scott's family said this was out of character for her not to be in contact with her family. Anyone with information can call or text Philadelphia police at 215-686-TIPS or submit an anonymous tip online. So, sorry. Basically, Kata is 23 years old. She is from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She was last seen on October 4th. She was leaving, like the said, for her, overnight shift at the Chestnut Hills assistant living facility. And she had only begun recently working for that facility about 2 weeks prior. She did say that somebody had been harassing her. She didn't tell anybody who that person was, but she did say somebody was. I'm not sure if her friends knew, and maybe that's how they got, Keon King in custody. We're still kind of unsure on that. But she did leave to go to work around 9:45, 9:50 that night. She arrived at work, but before her shift ended, like sometime in between, because they haven't really told us a time that she left, she took her phone, her iPad, her keys, everything that she would need to leave, and she left the facility. She left her car behind, though. So she left in another vehicle, we now know, but she had no cell phone, no social media activity since that day, since that night on October the 4th. So in the days leading up to her disappearance, she did report having harassing phone calls from unknown individual or individuals. Because of lack of communication, her disappearance is considered suspicious, very suspicious now that they have someone in custody. They searched areas like the Arboretum. I can't ever say the word, so you know what I'm talking about. And the abandoned school grounds, canine units. They had other resources out there, drones, stuff like that. They do have a suspect in custody. He's 21 years old. His name's Keon King. Do I have a picture of him? I sure do. Okay. So this is him here. He is alleged to have been the last person in contact with Kata before her communications just stopped all of a sudden. He's been charged with kidnapping. And this isn't the first kidnapping charge that he's had. He was connected to a prior case earlier this year involving another woman. That case involved a kidnapping and strangulation. And there's a video of that actually. So that case was dropped. The alleged victim failed to appear in court for it. And the prosecutors decided to not go forward with the case. So that's where that stands. They keep saying different things, like, oh, we're gonna try him now. Well, I mean, if something happens to this girl, that's on them. I mean, I'm sorry, that's a little bit on them, because he should have been locked up. Is that a piece of, like, I thought it was a tear coming good now. It could be either that or he's high. He could be high. His eyes look really red, like he's been crying or something. Probably crying. I would be too. So he's actually being held on $2.5 million bail. Skirt. What? I mean, yeah, that's a large bail. So he ain't going anywhere. He might as well get comfortable. He might as well go ahead and start getting commissary brought in, because he's going to be in there for a minute. Yeah, the witnessing, just didn't want fail to prosecute there. But they could still prosecute. State could pick it up. Don't matter. Like, it doesn't matter in the long run if they come or not. I mean, Nancy's even said she's tried a case and won. The victim said she didn't want to press charges anymore, and came to court and was like, she's like, well, sorry, I am. And with my case, it was the same way. With my car accident, I was considered the victim. Although I said no, I didn't want to press charges. The state was like, too bad, too sad for you. Like, basically, and they subpoenaed my medical records and they subpoenaed me. And they were like, whether you like it or not, you're coming. I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, so he's charged actually with two charges of kidnapping, but $2.5 million bail is still very high. I think Chad Doberman's bail was $3 million, and he murdered all three of his sons. I mean, I think that's what it was anyway. No, maybe it was 30 million. I think I lied. I take that back. It was like 30 million. I know it was like the highest bail out of Ohio. I feel like I need to look. Now I feel like I need to look. But 2.5 million, I mean, that's high. He's not going anywhere. I like that. So there's a video here. Yeah. So we'll listen to this video. It'll tell us a little bit about what's going on.
New details on the man charged in the disappearance of Kata Scott. 21-year-old Keon King was in court today, now being held on $2.5 million bail. And as that case plays out, authorities now still searching for any sign of Kata Scott. It is Thursday.
So that was the school. Remember, I was telling you guys last night, they searched a school, around a school, and they found her ID, or not her ID, I'm sorry, her debit card. It had her name on it, and they found a cell phone case right beside it. No cell phone, just the case. So they did find those two items of evidence.
Good afternoon. I'm Brian Taft.
And I'm Sarah Bloomquist. The big story on Action News is the arraignment of Keon King. He's facing kidnapping and other charges related to Scott's disappearance on October 4th. She has still not been found.
Well, today we learn more about the investigation into a previous kidnapping charge connected to King earlier this year. Action News reporter Annie McCormick live at Philadelphia Police Headquarters this afternoon with the latest. Another day of significant developments, Annie.
Ryan, that's right. And King arraigned this morning, now facing that hefty bail of $2.5 million. Today, though, authorities are still looking for the missing woman. Keon King arraigned this morning and facing charges of kidnapping in connection with the disappearance of 23-year-old Kata Scott. The 21-year-old is facing a second charge of kidnapping in connection with a January 2025 case.
If he knew where she was, right? Philadelphia, yeah. If he knew where she was, I think he would have already given her up. Like, if she was just out there hiding, like doing a Carly Russell deal, you know what I mean? Like in a hotel room, eating Cheez-Its in a robe, doing the things, watching the news play out. I think that he would be like, she's over here in this hotel room 104, like, go get her. She's yours. Like, I don't think that he would be doing this right now. I don't think that he'd be sitting in jail on $2.5 million bail. And you're going to see him right here. He just hopped this fence. This is his ex's or the other woman, I'm sorry, I don't know if it was an ex, I think it was. I think it was his baby's mom, actually. But I'm not, I think I read that. But he's going to kidnap her. This is when he kidnapped the other woman.
Sources say this video circulating on social media stems from that same incident. The video is part of the investigation.
Look at that look on his
Yesterday,
face.
the district
Do you see that look in his eyes? I mean, you can barely see his eyes. Oh,
25 case.
pause it.
Sources say this video circulating on social media stems from that same incident.
Oh, it dims it whenever I pause it, but you can see. I mean, he looks evil to me. Like that looks like an evil look.
The video is part of the investigation.
Right there.
Yesterday, the district attorney's office explained why the case was ultimately dropped.
He did have a previous case. It was a 2025 case for very similar conduct, strangulation and kidnapping. That case had been withdrawn by our office based on the witness failing to appear at court.
Today, homicide detectives were back in the area of yesterday's extensive searching for video. Wednesday, they combed the grounds near the closed Ada Middle School in East Mount Airy, across from the Aubrey Arboretum, where they searched last week. Police say a tip led them to physical evidence there, including a phone case, and sources say they found a debit card with Scott's name on it. Police also took King's car, a 1999 metallic gold Toyota Camry, from his mother's condo complex in East Falls. Crime scene investigators are processing it today. Scott was last seen October 4th, going to an overnight shift at her job in Chestnut Hill. Police say she told loved ones she was being harassed before she went missing. Investigators would not say if the person harassing her was King or comment on their relationship. And Brian and Sarah, Scott has now been missing 12 days. Authorities are emphasizing, even though you're seeing in the news word of a suspect, they still need any tip that the public may have. Again, 215-686-TIPS. We're now reporting live outside of Philadelphia Police Headquarters. Annie McCormick, Channel 6, Action News.
Yeah, meanwhile, the search goes on. Annie, thank you.
I was going to say something about that, actually. I wonder if Pennsylvania, they must not have cameras in their courtrooms, as far as I know, because I couldn't find any of the courtroom footage anywhere, for him. There's something else I was going to say about this, though. I can't remember now. Maybe it'll hit me here in a minute. It'll probably hit me once we move on to the next case. So I told you guys they found her. They found a debit card with her name on it, so that's hers. There's been no activity on her phone, her iPad, like no social media, no phone calls, no text messages for the last 12 days. 14 days, I'm sorry. Or wait, it was on the 4th, 12 days. It doesn't look good. Now, if she is somewhere and she's tied up somewhere and she can't get loose, that's not good neither if she's by herself, right? Because he's in jail unless they backtrack all of his his prior addresses, which they probably are, because they said that there was a bunch of prior addresses for him and that they didn't believe that he was like at any of the other old ones. I don't know. I don't know where he's been shacked up at, but he needs to tell police where she is. That he needs to. Now, I don't know. He's done this before, right? He's done this before. I just don't see him doing the same crime again and then just letting her live as well. Because he was strangling his last victim. He kidnapped her. I believe it was in front of his kid. I swear I read that. Let me see if I can read it through here. I don't know if it was I don't think it was this one, though. I don't know. Kidnapped each other. Did anybody else hear that? That he kidnapped her in front of their kid? I think so. And she jumped out of the car. And then, that was what I was going to say. So they found his vehicle. That's what they were looking for. They were looking for the beat up, 1999, whatever, Toyota Camry. They found that last night. And they told the news stations that were there, they're like, hey, we're not going to look inside the car here because we can't look in the windows because they're so tinted. Even the back window was like that and everything. So they were going to tow it to their crime lab and then process the car and look inside the vehicle. What they probably were going to do once they got there was process the outside of it and then just go from the outside to the inside. Now, there's been no press conference held tonight. There's nothing that I know of that's scheduled for tomorrow, unless you guys have heard of something that I don't know. And you may have. I haven't heard of any press conferences coming up, so that could be a good sign that she wasn't found in the car. There was a dog there. It didn't look like the dog was going crazy around the vehicle or anything to where it would be like alerting that there was something in there, but you just never know, you know? Thanks, Dawn. Yeah, hit the like button, everybody. I swear I heard something about a kid. Now, I wish I would have kept these articles up because I was reading a bunch of stuff today, and now I'm like, where did I see that? So don't quote me on that, but I'm gonna find out for you guys. Because I you know me, I haven't listened to anybody. It was something I personally read. I don't know. So yeah, don't just take that with a grain of salt. With because what I'm thinking I read earlier, I've been reading so much stuff tonight, like it's been crazy how much I've been reading through. So I thought I read, and I should have kept that article up if I read it, you know, and I was like, huh, but I didn't. I went to this article, and I think I kept this article because it had the video in it too, and the other article didn't have a video onto it, and I just wanted a video for you guys also with this case. And it said something about, I thought that the woman was his ex, and that they were like he had broken into her house, kidnapped her in front of their daughter. Maybe the sister was there as well, like the girl's sister. So I'm gonna look into that. So thanks, Reba. Appreciate that. Hello, Reba. Happy birthday Eve to me. I have a card out there. I have two, and I have some gifts out there. I already got some of my stuff from Vincent because you know he's good at keeping secrets like I am. We're not good at that. we're just not. I even know it's out there, but that's okay. I've had to wait for like 5-6 days for it. It's just been staring at me. So I'm going to keep my eye out on this case, of course, because it's very interesting, and I want to know where Kata is. I'd love to know. I hope they find her, and I hope she's alive, and she can tell us exactly what happened. I don't think Keon King, who's in custody, is going to tell what happened, really. I don't see him really talking. His prior arrest is the kidnapping, and then only thing I've seen was that he had some traffic offenses. So maybe he will talk. Maybe he'll be scared and he will talk. But I mean, and he's pretty young too, so maybe. He's 21. He's actually younger than her. You guys are, I'm reading the chat. Okay, stop reading the chat because I'm like, oh, where'd you guys? Every place I've been has had Christmas stuff out. I don't know if you guys have been to Kohl's, but in their front, like when you walk up front, every Kohl's is like the same. But it's Christmas on this side and Halloween on this side. And it's like, it's like they're drunk almost, because they don't know what they want. Okay, so the next case we're going to go over, it's going to take us a little while for this one because we do have documents. But we have, I think it's some good news in this case. So we're going to be talking about Tiffany Adams, but this who I'm showing you right now is Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly, the two victims in this tragedy. So Jillian and Veronica went missing on March 30th, 2024 in Royal, Texas County, Oklahoma. They were traveling from Kansas to pick up Veronica's children per court order. It was her time for visitation. Their vehicle was found abandoned near Highway 95 and Road L. There was evidence of injury around the vehicle. There was blood on the road, Butler's glasses that were broke, a broken hammer, and they found more stuff than that. But that's to name a few. On April 14th, law enforcement found their bodies buried inside of a chest freezer on a royal property leased by one of the suspects, Tad Collum. Both of these women were killed by sharp force trauma, so stab wounds. Kelly, who is on the right, Jillian, had 16 sharp force injuries, 9 that were deep, 7 that were more superficial. She had defensive wounds on her hands, possible stun gun marks on her neck and shoulder. Veronica Butler, the beautiful redheaded girl here, had about 30 sharp force injuries. And we've read over their autopsies before, including 10 that were defensive wounds. Also suffered blunt force injury to the back of her head, possible stun gun marks on the neck and the back. And both were likely dead before being placed into the freezer. The motive for this horrific crime was custody dispute. Butler was seeking more unsupervised visitation or full visitation, full custody, of her children. Butler's mother-in-law, well, I guess that's what you call her, Tiffany Adams. I think I have a picture of her. I do. This lovely lady right here. She currently had custody while her son Wrangler Rickman was in rehab. The murders were premeditated. The suspects allegedly brought burner phones, stun guns, and there were earlier attempts and planning to kill Veronica. Jillian was just a supervisor that was there, and she was just collateral damage, they said. 5 people were charged. Tiffany, Michelle Adams here, 54 years old, grandmother. Then we had Tad Burt Collum, who was charged, which was her boyfriend. He was the one who leased the land that they buried the women on. He had dug the hole prior. Cole Twombly and his wife, Cora Twombly, they were both 50 and 44. They acted as lookouts and participants in planning. And then Paul Grice, he was also charged, according to the documents that we've read, he's the one that killed Butler. And we think he probably killed Jillian too. So all suspects were charged with first-degree murder, kidnapping, conspiracy, removal of a dead body, and desecration of a corpse. So today, yesterday, or was it today? Damn on it. 16th today. Sorry, my days are running together this week. I was like, was that today or yesterday? That was today. Today, Tiffany Adams pled no contest to several of the charges, including 2 counts of first-degree murder, unlawful removal of a dead body, desecration of a human corpse, and child neglect, and 1 count of conspiracy. So we've had Paul say, yeah, I did it. Cora take a plea deal for 30 years. The chips are falling. Now we got this one who is like, I think, feel like the monarch, of all of them. Like, she's like the head honcho, right? She's like, I'm out. I don't want to go to trial. You think it's because they're going to show the pictures of those women and what you did? And you are laughing? Maniacal laugh, Paul said. He didn't say maniacal, he said evil, but you know, same thing. So basically, I'm not going to read through this because I just kind of told you what she meant and what she did. But I think, does anyone need any more of a refresher? Matriarch. Thank you, Laura. Couldn't think of it. Jillian wasn't supposed to be there. Nope. She aged. Yeah, because of that whore. Yeah, Dawn. Uh-huh. God don't like ugly. He sure don't. He sure don't. I will say, she does have beautiful hair, though. I don't know. Like, you can't tell from this picture, but the woman looked like she has stacks on stacks on stacks of like extensions. You could have just been a grandmother. What's wrong with being just being the grandma? You know what it was? She wanted another try at raising kids. Her son was in rehab. You know, like, they didn't get along. That's probably that's what I'm thinking it was. And I'm sorry, you just can't do that. So this was filed on October 14th. But it just came out, all the stuff today. So state of Oklahoma, first Tiffany Michelle, and she spells it like that. I don't know. Adams. Record of proceedings in open court. So there's a few different documents here. One of them is like 10 pages long, and they're not like worded like this, so it won't take us as long to get through them. And then we have I think that's it. Okay, so basically it says defendant appears with attorneys, and it gives their names. State of Oklahoma is present by their attorneys. Counsel for both parties contacted the court last week and requested the hearing for this date. Mr. Solomon advised the court his client had reached a plea agreement with the state, and Mr. Leach concurred. Parties wish for matter to proceed with arraignment. And it says Mr. Leach announces, contingent upon the completion of sentencing, the state will not file a bill of particulars for the death penalty, and further moves, contingent upon the completion of sentencing, to dismiss counts 3, 8, and 9. So that's the I forget exactly which ones those are. It's the child endangering. I'm trying to see. So she's going to do 2 counts of unlawful removal of a dead body. I think those are the ones that she's getting. She's not going to. Tiffany Adams entered pleas to 2 counts of first-degree murder. Okay, yeah, that's what it is. So 2 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of unlawful removal of a dead body, and 2 counts of unlawful desecration of a human corpse is what she's pleading to. And actually, I have it right here. Where did I put that? It's in this. It'll be in the 10 page that we go through. So it says defendant, where it's X'd, it says defendant is sworn for presentation of plea of no contest summary of facts and understands same. And then it says defendant admitted her true name as charged, stating his age as years. Okay. Defendant advised the court that she could read and write, speak, and understand spoken English. Defendant advised the court that she had not consumed alcoholic beverages or drugs in the last 24 hours and that she understood what was happening. Defendant was advised and understands charges pending against the defendant at time of this arraignment and understands range and nature of punishment as to each charge pending against defendant. Defendant advised the court that she had received a copy of the information and affirmatively waived reading of the same. Defendant advised the court that she did understand the nature of the charges. Defendant was advised by the court of her constitutional rights, right to counsel, and if she desired counsel and had no means and was unable to employ counsel, the court would appoint counsel for her without expense to her, without the jury trial, right to jury trial, right to be confronted by witnesses who would testify against her, right to call witnesses on her behalf, and no expense, her privilege against compulsory self-incrimination and consequence of her plea, and right to appeal any judgment of guilt. Defendant affirmatively waived her right to 24 hours in which to plead. Defendant entered a plea of no contest to the following counts: 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and she affirmatively waived her constitutional rights. Defendant advised the court that she understood the minimum and maximum penalties of the charge. Defendant advised the court that her No contest plea was made voluntarily, and offer of proof was provided by the state to support her plea. Defendant knowingly and voluntarily waives the right, and the state of Oklahoma waives the right to a pre-sentence investigation report. PCIR not applicable, completed, and to be filed with the court no later than, and doesn't have a date. So defendants claims her rights to 48 hours on judgment and sentence, and waives her rights to judgment and sentence within 30 days. So sentencing hearing set to begin on Wednesday, January 28th, 2026 at 9 a.m. Mark your calendars. Mark your calendars for that. Oh, let me minute really quick. Sorry, guys. Ever since I found out like those, like I just have to write it. Ever since I found out those bones are like broken in my face or fractured, am I good? Am I good? I feel like my nose is always running. And I think it is. And I think that's why. I think that's why I've been having all those problems in here. I think it was me. Oh, yeah. Cora's daughter. Yeah. Cora. Yeah. Cora and Cole. Yeah. Cora told her daughter what they were doing. I mean, how dumb. I'm sorry, but criminals are dumb. I mean, they be dumb and they be doing some dumb things. They really do. Like Tiffany got burn her phones like that was going to do something. And she's the one that got everything. Actually, she got the straps for the freezer. She got the stun guns. She got everything. It's crazy. So this is the plea for her, her actual plea. Let's go ahead and blow this thing up like there's no tomorrow. In the District Court of Texas County, the state of Oklahoma versus Tiffany Adams. I think it's Michelle Adams. Okay, month and date of birth. Oh, October. She's an October baby. Look at that. 1969. She was born there in Guyman. And she never left. And she never will. Well, she will when she moves to the state penitentiary. It says here, Part A, findings of fact, acceptance of plea. It says no contest right there. She marked out guilty. She wants to make sure that, they know that she's not pleading guilty. Does anyone have any questions on what a no contest plea is? I'll just tell you, just in case. So a no contest plea is when you basically say, hey, I don't think I'm guilty of this crime, but basically you have enough evidence that a jury of my peers would probably look at that evidence and they'd probably find me guilty, but I don't want to plead guilty. That's basically what that is. Then the judge can either say, okay, I find you guilty of this crime based on your no contest plea, or I find you not guilty. And it's very, very rare that I've ever heard someone say that you get a not guilty in a case like that. And I mean, I don't ever hear it. They usually accept it and they say, I accept your no contest plea and I find you guilty. But it says, is the name just read to you your true name? And she circled yes. My lawyer's name is Mitchell S. Solomon and Alex Richard. Do you wish to have a record made of these proceedings by a court reporter? Yes. Do you wish to waive this right? No. Age 55. Grade completed in school. She's got her bachelor's. Bachelor's in what? I don't know. Can you read and understand this form? Yes. Are you currently taking any medications or substances which affect your ability to understand these proceedings? No. Have you been prescribed any medications that you should be taking but you're not taking? No. Have you ever been treated by a doctor or health professional for mental illness or confined in a hospital for mental illness? No. That's probably your problem right there. Do you understand the nature and consequences of these proceedings? Yes. Have you received a copy of the information and read its allegations? Yes. Does the state move to dismiss or amend any case or counts in the information or on page 2 of the information? If so, set forth the cases and counts. Accounts dismissed or amended. Pursuant to the plea agreement, the state moves to dismiss counts 3, 8, and 9. She didn't want that child, you know, one of them was like child neglect or child abuse or something. She didn't want that on there, you know. Put the 2 murders on there, fine, that's fine. But don't put that on there. So it says, do you understand you are charged with, and it says see amended. I thought it was, okay, B, okay. And it just says yes. Are you charged are you charged after former conviction of a felony? No. Have you previously been convicted of a felony? No. Let's just check if applicable. So, do you understand that upon a conviction of a plea of guilty to the offense, murder in the first degree, you'll be required to serve a minimum sentence of, and they have it checked here, 85% of the sentence of imprisonment imposed before being eligible for parole consideration and are not eligible for earned or other type of credits, which will have the effect of reducing the length of sentence to less than 85% of the sentence imposed. And she says yes. Okay, 85%. Do you understand that a conviction of a plea of guilty to the offense, murder in the first degree, will subject you to a mandatory compliance with the Mary Rippey Violent Crime Offenders Registration Act? Okay, yes. Do you understand that the court is required to include in the sentence of any person convicted of a felony and sentenced to a term of imprisonment after November 1st, 2012, a term of post-imprisonment supervision? The post-imprisonment supervision shall not be for a period of not less than 9 months or not more than 1 year following confinement of the person and shall be served under conditions prescribed by the Department of Corrections. There will be no post-imprisonment supervision for a sentence of life without the possibility of parole. Yes. Okay, what is the charge to which, or charges to which the defendant is or entering a plea today? 1, murder, first-degree murder. Count 2, first-degree murder. Count 4, because they're not doing count 3 anymore, unlawful removal of a dead body. Count 5, unlawful removal of a dead body. Count 6 and 7, desecration of a human corpse. Okay. Do you understand the range of punishment for these for the crimes? And she says, you know, see them amended B. Minimum redacted says yes there. I don't know why she did that. But okay. List any additional punishments on a separate sheet with additional crimes and labeled as plea of guilty, amended B. Addendum B. I don't know how to say that. Read the following statements. You have the right to a speedy trial before a jury for the determination of whether you are guilty or not guilty, and if you request a determined sentence. If pleading to capital murder, advice. Okay, she's not doing that. You have the right to a lawyer to represent you, either one you hire yourself or if you are indigent, a court-appointed attorney. You are presumed to be innocent of the charges. You may remain silent, or if you choose, you may testify on your own behalf. You have the right to see or hear all witnesses called to testify against you and the right to cross-examine them. You may have your witness ordered to appear in court to testify and represent evidence of any defense you have to these charges. The state is required to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. The verdict of guilty or not guilty decided by a jury must be unanimous. However, you can waive a jury trial, and if all parties agree, the case could be tried by a judge alone, which is a bench trial, who would decide if you're guilty or not guilty, and if guilty, the appropriate punishment. I'd be scared of that. Look at that member for 28 months, Mary Beth. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything you do. Look at that, 28 months. That's 28 months. That's over 2 years. It's a long time, Mary Beth. You've been with me forever. Thank you, Mary Beth, for being here. It's a long time. Look at your guys' cool arm. I like it. I like the new arms. I think they're kind of cool. I do. I think they're cool. It says, do you understand these rights? She says, yes. Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you give up these rights? And she says, yes. Do you understand that a conviction on a plea of no contest would increase punishment in any future cases committed after this plea? And she says, yes. Have you talked over the charges with your lawyer, advised him or her regarding any defense you may have to the charges and had his or her advice? Yes. There's no There's no defense. Do you believe your lawyer has effectively assisted you in the case, and are you satisfied with his or her advice? Yes. Do you wish to change your plea of not guilty to no contest and give up your right to a jury trial and all other previously explained constitutional rights? Yes. Is there a plea agreement? Yes. What is your understanding of the agreement? Just as see Exhibit A. Oh, thank you, Mary Beth. It's fine. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's very sweet of you. Thank you, Mary Beth. I think this birthday is going to be a really good one, I have a feeling. I think we're just going to relax and hang out. So then we're going to go to page 4. Do you understand the court is not bound by any agreement or recommendation? And if the court does not accept the plea agreement, you have the right to withdraw your plea of no contest. Yes. Do you understand if there is no plea agreement, the court can sentence you within the range of punishment stated in question 16? Yes. Do you understand your plea of guilty to the charges? Sorry. And she says no prior felony convictions. Do you understand if you are not a United States citizen, your plea guilty, no contest, Alford, or conviction, or admitting the crime or the essential elements of the crime can result in you being rendered subject to deportation, inadmissible to the United States, denied relief from deportation, ineligibility for naturalization, and could result in you being removed from the United States permanently. Yes. If applicable, have you been advised by your attorney upon entering either a guilty Alford or no contest plea, and or should there be a subsequent revocation, or acceleration of a probated sentence that you're subject to having to serve 85% of that prison sentence imposed? Yes. Tripping over my words there for a minute. Jeez Louise. Jeez. Hey, Tony. Welcome in, everybody that I didn't get to say hello to. Welcome on in. I forgot to pin the membership link at the top. That's not the membership link. That's for my PayPal. Let me see. Let me grab it. I thought I had it copied, but I didn't. Okay. I'm going to pin it up at the top if anybody wants to become a member of this wonderful channel of ours. Look, Nightbot already came through right whenever I said something. Nightbot, are you listening to me? Probably. Okay. So then it says, what are your pleas to the charges and to each one of them? So she says, no contest to all of them. Charges 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Did you commit the acts as charged in the information? Says C states offer of proof. Well, should say yes. Have you been forced, abused, mistreated, or promised anything by anyone to have you enter your pleas? No. Do you plead no contest on your of your own free will and without any coercion or compulsion of any kind? Yes. If you're entering a plea to a felony offense, you have a right to a pre-sentence investigation and report, which would contain the circumstances of the offense, any criminal record, social history, and other background information about you. Do you want to have the report? No, I do. I want the report. Do you have any additional statements to make to the court? No. Is there any legal reason you should not be sentenced now? Sentencing date to be scheduled. She's probably not ready. Have you been sworn? I, the defendant whose signature appears below, make the following statements under oath. I have read, understood, and completed this form. My attorney completed this form, and we have gone over the form, and I understand its contents and agree to the answers. Then she signs it. He signs it. They all sign it. See offer proof. Says attached as Exhibit B. So on entering a plea to the felony offense, the state has the right to a pre-sentence investigation and report. Does the state waive the right to a pre-sentence investigation? Yes, the state does. The state hereby makes application to waive any prohibition against suspended sentences herein, and then it gives the codes, and waives any prohibition against deferred sentences herein. So yes to that. So she's going to get sentenced to life in prison. And then it just says the court finds as follows: counts 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. The defendant was sworn and responded to questions under oath. The defendant understands the nature, purpose, and consequences of this proceeding. The defendant's pleas no contest is are knowingly and voluntarily entered and accepted by the court. The defendant is competent for the purpose of this hearing. A factual basis exists for the plea and for pleas and former convictions if applicable. It says here, the defendant is guilty as charged after no prior felony convictions. This is all marked out. Sentencing or order deferring sentencing shall be, so order or sentencing will be January 28th, 26th at 9 a.m. It says here that they'll have a written waiver. Court will not order. Okay. And then it says, the date. And they signed it. The judge. Okay. Now, these are going to be the charges that she is charged with. So the first two are going to be the same. And the ones that they're dismissing. So murder in the first degree, deliberate intent. She's going to have 2 of those. Minimum of life to a maximum of life without the possibility of parole or death. They're going to take the death penalty off the table for her. Number 3, state moves to dismiss conspiracy. Okay. No minimum, maximum of 10 years and a fine of $0 to $5,000. She is going to plead no contest to unlawful removal of a dead body. There's no minimum, maximum of 1 year in jail or 5 years in prison and a fine of $0 to $5,000. She's pleading guilty to 2 counts of unlawful desecration of a human corpse because, of course, there was 2 women here. No minimum, maximum of 7 years and a fine of $8,000. Now, I wonder why she didn't want that conspiracy on there. You know what I mean? Like, I can see the child neglect. I can understand why she doesn't want that one on there because she's going to prison. And plus, she's Tiffany Adams, and I think that she would not want that on there. She would do anything to not have any child neglect or heaven forbid. You know what I mean? Like, she would not want her grandkids to see that. I truly believe that because she's very unhinged. But the state moves to dismiss the child neglect because it's only like 1 year in jail, like, you know what I mean, or life in prison. But I just don't understand why she wanted those out. I think that there's reasons for that. You know what I mean? So it says, in exchange for the defendant's plea of no contest, the state of Oklahoma agrees that it will not file a bill of particulars or seek the death penalty in this case. Why won't they file a bill of particulars? That's like that's like a probable cause affidavit. Unless it's different in Oklahoma. Like, that's what it is in Ohio. We call bill of particulars. I'm going to look that up. The state agrees to dismiss the following counts. Count 3, conspiracy to commit murder in the first degree. Count 8, child neglect. Count 9, child neglect. The sentences on the remaining counts are as follows, and I already read you those, but count 1 and count 2, those are the murder in the first degree. Count 4, 5, 6, and 7, 4 and 5 are unlawful removal of a dead body. Number 6 is unlawful desecration of a human corpse. Sorry, human corpse, because they were dead. Counts 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7 all run concurrently with each other with credit for time served. Shouldn't have gave it that. The defendant will pay all associated court costs and fees. Court-appointed attorney fees are waived. The state will not require the defendant to testify in the case or any related defendant or any matter related to the underlying events of this case. Guess she's doing people a favor there, like Tad Collum. I mean, he's still going with his case. Now she doesn't have to testify. The parties agreed to comply with the sentencing procedure set forth in the letter of the agreement exchanged by counsel. And this is the last page. State's offer of proof. If this matter were to go to trial, the state of Oklahoma would present evidence of the following. Okay, and this is Exhibit B. That on or about the 30th day of March 2024 in Texas County, Oklahoma, the defendant, Tiffany Adams, aided and abetted in the commission of the deliberate and intentional deaths of Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly, in which they were each stabbed multiple times with a knife and did die as a result of the wounds inflicted. That on or about the 30th day of February 2024 in Texas County, Oklahoma, the defendant, Tiffany Adams, aided, abetted, and planned the removal of the dead bodies of Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly from the original places of their death to the property of Jamie Beasley without authorization from the district attorney or medical examiner or their authorized representatives, and without circumstances to justify the removal. And that on or about the 30th day of March 2024 in Texas County, Oklahoma, the defendant, Tiffany Adams, aided, abetted, and planned the desecration of the human corpses of Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly by disposing of their bodies by burying them in a freezer underground, which impeded the detection, investigation, and prosecution of the crimes and resulted in the loss of evidence, to wit, DNA, fibers, prints, etc. Hope you have a nice life in prison, Tiffany. You could have had a life on this side with your grandbabies. Might not have seen them as much as you wanted, but you could have seen them. I'm sure Veronica wouldn't take them completely away from you, even though you tried to kill her before. I see Veronica as a nice person. See her as a trusting person. And that's probably what got her in trouble. She trusted the wrong one. You. Trusted you, Tiffany. She probably thought, she wouldn't really hurt me, would she? No, yeah, she would. She would. She did. She would. So let's talk about this lady now. When's she going to, admit her fault? But I don't know. Maybe soon. Maybe soon. So this is Manuel Haro's mother. Hola. Emmanuel is or was a 7-month-old infant. He was reported missing by Rebecca Haro. That's pictured here. She claims she was changing his diaper in a parking lot of a sporting goods store in California when someone said hola and then assaulted her, rendering her unconscious. When she regained her consciousness, her child was gone. That was her story, and that's what she was going to, she's going to go with. Law enforcement launched searches, including canines. They had search warrants of the family home. They reviewed surveillance. They did all kinds of stuff to search for baby Emmanuel. Authorities began noticing inconsistencies in the parents' stories. So this is the other parent here. This is Jake. Investigators executed search warrants at the family's home and collected evidence, phones, vehicles, surveillance video. Volunteer groups and others were involved. Were out there. There were some YouTubers out there. There were some TikTokers out there. It was a really big case. And I feel like it kind of died down really fast for some reason. I mean, I know they arrested them and everything, but and we haven't got any information until now, but I don't know. It just everyone left with no answers. You know what I mean? Where's baby Emmanuel? I don't know. I wonder if there was anybody else still left out there. I don't think so. I don't think there was. So, both parents were arrested, Jake and Rebecca. They were arrested at their home on suspicion of murder. Prosecutors argued that evidence strongly indicates that Emmanuel died earlier than before the kidnapping claim. There are assertions that he was abused over time and succumbed to those injuries. And that's what they think maybe happened to him. There's a picture of him, and then there's a picture of these two freaking losers. Look at her face. I don't believe you, honey. Where's that baby? So on October 16th, it's just maybe this is happy early birthdays to me, because everyone's telling on themselves. Right? Maybe it is. It's happy birthday to you. I'm going to say that, but it was me. He's adorable. So today, Jake pled guilty to murder, filing a false police report, and child endangerment. We still don't know where baby Emmanuel is, though. I'm hoping that Jake tells the cops where he is. Now, do you guys remember a month ago? It's been a month ago, it says on here, August 27th. So seems like forever ago, you know? Our friend Brian Enton, news daddy of all news daddies, he broke a story and he said that there was someone, and I think it was like an inmate, that had told him that the cops were doing like an undercover like sting to get Jake to tell them where baby Emmanuel was, and like to tell them that he did it. And he did, like that he like fed into it, and he totally told him like that he did do it. Do you remember that? And everyone was telling him that, like, all these other news agencies were like, and people on X were like, he got it wrong. Brian Enton got it wrong. And he stood by his reporting, right? Remember? Well, I'm gonna play the video for you so we can all remember. Because I remembered earlier and I was like, oh, I played it for myself. But this is when our friend Brian, this is when he doubles down. He's like, nope, I stand on my reporting. And everyone can just kiss my butt. Look at Ashley Banfield. She's like, oh, come on, don't do this to yourself, Brian. But really, it was like that. I know, PKC, I haven't either. I did see it. I wonder if I could find that. I wonder if it's on my Facebook. I did see pictures of Emmanuel before okay. So you know the pictures of him now, it looks like there's something like he almost has like, I don't know what it would be, but just like like a mental defect or something with him. I don't want to call it defects. I don't believe in that, but he just looks like there's something like off about him. I think it was the abuse that he was under, because there are pictures of him where he doesn't look like that as much. Like, I'm trying to find, if I can find one. It was like, it happened to be on one of those Facebook groups, and it had a bunch of pictures of him. Like, other than like the 3 that they kind of just pass around. And he looked completely different. Let me know if anyone in the chat saw those pictures other than me. I'm going through Facebook right now. I probably will never find them. But it looks like I think they did something to him. Maybe this is... Oh, that's not a very good picture. Let me see. But that was a different picture. I'll be looking forever. I'll have to look though, and find them, because I remember it's been forever since I've seen him, and I'm only 2 hours in. Like, but there's a baby picture, it looks like, of him. Adorable. Look at all that hair. Okay, so let's watch this, and then we'll read about Jake Harrow's little plea deal, or pleads guilty. He didn't get a plea deal, really.
Learned through sources that Jake Harrow, baby Emmanuel's father, told police that he accidentally rolled over in bed. This is what sources are telling me, and accidentally killed baby Emmanuel, and then buried baby Emmanuel in a place so that he could go there to grieve him, which obviously made no sense. But when you think back to the weekend, Ashley, when police were out searching with Jake Harrow in the jumpsuit, they had him out there. Very unusual to see that right along the freeway there in that area. It lines up with the story from my sources that he had indicated, and he's had a couple of stories, which I'll get into, but with this story, that he had indicated to police that he buried baby Emmanuel after accidentally killing him.
Accidents happen, right? You call the police when it happens. You don't say, oh, I just killed our baby. Let's go hide him somewhere. And then we'll say, when people start, asking about him, we'll say, hey, he's kidnapped from the sporting goods store. Old law, knocked in the face.
So the other question I have for you is the second story. The first story was he tells the police he's rolled over on the baby and buries the baby's body out on, near the highway, clearly leading to those pictures. But then there's a second version of Jake Harrow speaking in jail. What did you learn about this?
Yeah, and this is very interesting. So sources tell me that there was something called a Perkins operation, which is not unusual in California. And this is when either an undercover police officer, or not a police officer, but an informant, basically pretends to be an inmate in the jail to get information out of someone who is in custody. And I am told that there was a Perkins operation involving Jake Harrow. And as a result of that operation, they got information, the detectives, that Jake Harrow had killed baby Emmanuel and had put, and it's awful to say, I mean, it's just awful, but had put baby Emmanuel into a trash can.
Now that sounds more correct.
So I want to play something from the...
Now that sounds more correct. Put him in a trash can. I mean, I hope not. Because that's why I don't even know if did they look in the landfill? I know there was one where they were in the landfill again, but I mean, it's hard to find a baby in a landfill. Especially if they don't know when he went in, right? If they had suspicions, like, okay, they think that Jake used this, say there's like one of those big green trash cans out by their house or something. And they're like, okay, maybe he used that, that trash can to dispose of baby Emmanuel. They still, even if they knew where to look at the landfill, they probably don't know exactly when he went in. And that would just be so hard. I mean, if you guys have been online for any amount of time, Quentin Simon case comes to mind. They were in the landfill for 6 weeks. They went through 1.2 million pounds of trash to find his little remains. It's not an easy feat.
A district attorney in this case speaking to reporters earlier about the fact that they...
And I don't think, well, maybe he wouldn't have put him in the trash if he says he put him somewhere where he can go visit him.
Have a pretty strong idea of where they think baby Emmanuel is. Let's play that.
We have a pretty strong indication of where the remains of baby Emmanuel are. That investigation is ongoing at this time. The filing in this case reflects our belief that baby Emmanuel was abused, a victim of child abuse over time, and that eventually, because of that abuse, he succumbed to those injuries.
So two questions there. We have a strong indication of where the remains of baby Emmanuel are. How does that square with this story that police say Jake Harrow told to, the plant in the jail that I killed the baby and threw the baby in a trash can?
Yeah, I mean, look, they must have some other information, because when they're saying that there's been a history of abuse, whether it's information from neighbors or from, who knows, videos or phones or pictures or whatever, where they have now put together a timeline that baby Emmanuel was abused over time. But it's also interesting, Ashley, that at that press conference, the DA was specifically asked, did you get a confession out of Jake Harrow? And he said no. And he almost seemed mad about it, that they were asking about it. And he said no, which would conflict, you would think, with my reporting. And I just want to tell you, I've double, triple, quadruple checked. I stand by my reporting. I think we're down to semantics here. And in the legal world, a confession, there's a very, very strict definition of that. And I don't know what the DA's definition of confession is when it comes to what he would want it to be in a court of law, but I stand by my reporting when it comes to the Perkins operation and what resulted from that operation.
I'm proud of him.
It's hard to believe that they can make the statement, we believe that he was subject to abuse over time, and because of that abuse, he succumbed to his injuries. Does anybody know how they can say that, how they know, or how they can profess to know that this baby had been injured many times and thus died from all that sort of collection of injuries?
Because Jake told him?
No, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know. There may be more information that they were able to obtain from the operation in the jail that I just don't know about. Or like I said, it's possible that it seems like they've been hard at work, these investigators. I mean, behind the scenes, they may have gotten evidence, again, neighbors, pictures, you know, maybe there's medical records. I'm not sure, but they were very clear in their latest release that they believe that there's evidence of long-term abuse.
So now, if they're doing the Perkins operation on Jake Harrow, did they do the same thing on Rebecca Harrow in her jail cell?
Yes, that is what my sources say, that there was another Perkins operation for the mom, but a different outcome. I am told that she has stuck to the same story since the beginning, that there was a kidnapping, that her husband, Jake Harrow, would never do anything wrong, that he was a good father, and she hasn't changed her story from what I've been told.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our new...
He got me that. He got me tonight. I was just like, oh man, I need more chapstick, and I just looked it up and it's way too expensive. I'm like, I need to find a different chapstick to like. So Brian, and I'm glad that he stood on his reporting. I'm glad that he stood on it. And he was like, I'm not, he's like, I believe that the person that, you know, told him his source. So, I mean, you know, I think the News Nation backed Brian Enton because it's Brian Enton, right? You know, like, I think if it was somebody else, they probably wouldn't have backed him as much. Or they might have, you know, been like, okay, let me just double check. Not him though. Yeah. So this was on the office of the district attorney, County of Riverside. They did a news release today, and I couldn't find any bill or particulars. So maybe they don't have one out for him, because I don't know. It's just weird. That's weird that there wasn't any documents, but I'll keep looking. So October 16th today, the father of 7-month-old Emmanuel Harrow pled guilty today, October 16th, 2025, to the child's murder. Jake Mitchell Harrow, date of birth 2/9/1993, of Cabazon, entered guilty pleas to 1 count of murder, child endangerment, and filing a false police report at a felony settlement conference at the Hall of Justice in Riverside. He is scheduled to be sentenced on November 3rd, 2025 in Department 61 at the Hall of Justice. Jake Harrow's guilty pleas were to the court and not a plea agreement with the district attorney's office. In a plea to the court, a defendant enters guilty pleas to all charge counts, and the judge in the case determines the sentence a defendant will serve. Harrow faces a potential sentence of 25 years to life in prison. He's going to get life. That same date, November 3rd, his wife, Rebecca Renee Harrow, date of birth 2/3/84. What? I didn't know she was that much older than him. Is scheduled to have her preliminary hearing in Department 61 on charges of murder and filing a false police report. Will they see each other through the hallway, right? I don't know. Will they? The false report charges stem from the defendant's falsified report of Emmanuel's abduction on August 14th in Upekea, when Rebecca Harrow claimed she was attacked in a parking lot while changing the baby's diaper, and Emmanuel was then kidnapped. There was no black man that said, what did he even say now? I can't even remember what he said. Why can't I think of it? Someone in the chat say it. But she's like, the guy didn't even say anything. There's no man. There was no hello. There was no goodbye. There was none of that. No black eye. Who gave her the black eye? Ola. You know what kept coming to my mind, PKC, instead of Ola? YOLO. I kept thinking YOLO in my mind. YOLO. I don't know why. Maybe it's because everyone's pleading guilty in all these cases. No. He had a daughter that he, I think, abused as well, right? Wasn't it a daughter? I think it was a daughter. Let's see. Right here. same abuse as Emmanuel.
In SoCal, Riverside, and San Bernardino County officials shedding light on the murder case against Jake and Rebecca Haro as the search for their baby's body continues. Fox 11's Nick Garcia live in Riverside with the new information that we've learned. Nick?
Right, Susan. Well, today we learned more about what investigators believe happened to baby Emmanuel, but we also learned more about that previous child cruelty case that Jake Haro pleaded guilty in back in 2018. The Riverside County District Attorney saying he abused his then infant daughter in 2018 so much she's now bedridden.
Yeah.
Parents accused of doing the unthinkable, a baby's body still missing,
again,
and a frustrated district attorney saying it could have all been prevented if a judge had sent Jake Haro to prison for severe child abuse years ago.
That decision was absolutely outrageous. Mr. Haro should have been in prison at the time that this crime happened. And if that judge had done his job as he should have done, Emmanuel would be alive today.
Instead, Haro was given probation for admitting to abusing his then infant daughter to the point she now has cerebral palsy.
Here we have to understand what you're dealing with is an experienced child abuser.
Wednesday, new charges against both. For Jake, felony willful harm to a child and felony possession of a firearm and ammunition. Rumors continue to swirl online, leading to the spread of misinformation about the case and people conducting their own searches for Emmanuel's remains.
There should be no one out there looking for baby Emmanuel except for us, because all you're going to do is complicate things in the future.
Thousands of investigators are searching for the remains, as the DA says he's confident in the evidence his office has.
We're not interested in a plea bargain with these individuals. We're interested in a trial and getting to justice.
Now, Riverside and San Bernardino counties working together. You saw both sheriffs speaking there. Again, the Haros will appear in court again to enter a plea next week.
So I wonder, like, does he just say, yeah, I want to plead guilty, and then all of a sudden she's like, hola, like, I don't want to plead guilty? Like, I mean, how does that work, right? Being in the same courtroom at the same time? They usually don't do that, do they? That's crazy. That is crazy. What else did it say on here? Was there anything that I missed? Just says that they charged him with Emmanuel's murder. As of this news release, the boy's remains, the baby boys, I'm going to say that, remains have not been recovered. Now, I wonder, it says, because there are still active criminal proceedings involving Rebecca Haro, the district attorney's office will be making no additional comments regarding the case or the guilty pleas of Jake Haro. Okay, well, we'll wait. We can wait for Rebecca to be found guilty too. Now, I wonder if she'll go ahead and plead out. Like, if she'll just decide, like, okay, I better plead. I mean, and who gave her the black eye? Because I've been saying that I thought he might have gave her the black eye to, like, make it look like something happened. She could have punched herself, though, I guess. I could not see me doing that to myself. I mean, she could try to blame it on postmenopause, but he's the one that did it. He's saying he did it. Because, like, and he ain't got no excuse. He did this before, and his first child, it has cerebral palsy. Can't even function on her own because of the abuse that he did to her. Oh my gosh, man! Like, she was just a baby. What can a baby be doing that makes you that mad? And if you say crying, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna come through this computer, because that's what babies do. They cry, they poop, and they eat, and they take naps. That's what babies do, you know. Oh, I'm like, no, she can't be using that. I don't know why she had a baby with him, because she was a dumbass. I mean, that's a pretty big age gap that they had. What was it? He was born in 93. She was born in 84. Okay. Wow, he's young. He won't survive prison, though. He won't. Yeah. Oh man, this is crazy. But like, I don't know. I wonder what she's going to do now. I mean, if he pleads guilty, what if he says, I did it all? She had nothing to do with it. I mean, he can't say that, because she's the one that came up with the Olaf story, and she got knocked out. But nobody saw it in the parking lot. And I'm telling you, those parking lots, they're busy in California. Those little shopping malls, like the ones that are like strip malls, I would never want to go to one of those for anything, because it just looks like an accident waiting to happen. Well, thank you, Mary Beth. I got this at our local Target. I swear I should start working there. They should just give me a job. It's a guy's shirt, actually. It's men's small. Fits me pretty good, though. It's pretty sad. I'm like, I like that, and it's on clearance. I won't get it. I broke my nail today. I'm like, so that's why I'm like been looking down, because Vincent tried to like fix it for me. It's pretty crazy looking. She is just as guilty. Yeah, she feared for her life, she was scared of him. He's the one that punched her. I mean, he could have been the one that punched her. I know, I'll get a discount. I wonder what the discount is, actually. How much discount do you get? That'll be if you get 30%, I'm in. Okay. If you get 30%, I'm working there. Okay. How much of a discount do Target employees get? Okay. Oh, 10%. I can't work with that. Come on now. Target employees receive a 10% discount on most merchandise. You guys got to do better. You got to do better. I'm going there tomorrow and saying something. I'm going to say I was going to be a team member. I was going to sign up, because it has it on the door for holiday help. Can you imagine me being there to scan your items, your Christmas gifts with this smile? Welcome to Target. I really could tell you where anything's at in that store. Just so convenient. I just love it. Everyone's probably like, why does she love Target so much? I just do. If you have autism and or you just have sensory issues, I'm telling you, Target clothes are where it's at. They've saved my life. They've saved me a big headache. I'll tell you that. They really have like the best socks and everything. I love it. But I think that's all I got for you guys tonight. I'm going to be 40 in an hour and 20 minutes. You hated it, Canvas Bloom? Oh, never mind. Ruined my dream of working at Target during the holiday season. I would never want to do seasonal anywhere. Ooh, they had some soft PJs. I have to go look. I like TJ Maxx. I love TJ Maxx, actually. I'd be going to TJ Maxx a lot. Just, I like their skincare if they have like what I want in. But my problem is I'll go in there and then I'll get something and I'll just be like, oh, this will work. But then it just is never it's not what I wanted. So then I end up buying what I wanted. And then I buy these extra things. That's why I'm just trying not to do that. Because I did that with this other stuff I use. It has a smell to it. I don't like it. Oh, thanks, Happy Cappy. Thank you so much. I know. I think I need a credit card through them. I've been telling Vincent he needs to get one. Not me. I don't need to get one. I spend too much. He wouldn't spend too much. Like, he would do good. Thanks, Mary Beth. It's coming. New Year's. And then let me go the next day. Oh, I'd be so mad. I'd be so mad. I was a really good manager. I was a really fun manager. Like, when I was a manager, I was really, really, really fun. I just said, just sell. Like, it was a clothing store. It wasn't like a big deal. I was like, just go out there and sell to people. I'll clean, I'll merchandise, I'll grab everything, I'll tag it, I'll bag it, I'll do it all. It was just getting people to show up. Even though I was so nice, it was just no one wanted to work. And it was also after COVID hit. So yeah, Casey, that's where all my clothes come from, pretty much. Like, 90% of my clothes are probably from Target. That's sad. I have a lot of other stuff that's not Target that I could wear, but it's so soft. Like today, I steamed like a sweater and I steamed jeans to wear, and then I didn't wear them. And I have a bunch of stuff I was going to wear and like throughout this week, but then I didn't realize I had so many doctor's appointments. It was too dressy to wear. So I'm debating on whether to keep it, take pictures, or just exchange it for something else. I don't know. I'm just kind of like, I don't know what I want to do. You used to work at Kmart? I used to work, I did customer service for a really long time. I mean, I'm still technically in customer service with my boutique, but like owning a boutique and then working in a boutique is totally different. It's totally different. I would never suggest working in a boutique. No, I wouldn't. It's evil. It's evil. It's crazy. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Yeah, 60, 70 hours. No, I'm too old too. Me, I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine working that many hours. And I used to just a few years ago. But if I went back to that, oh no, I'd be done. Thanks, Dawn. Yeah, it's going to be my birthday here soon. Wonder if I should wake Vincent up and tell him I want to open up my present that I still have out there. It's really nice. He already gave me 2 of my gifts. 1, 2, actually more than that. He's been getting me little things all month and last month and the last 10 years. But I did tell him today, I will say this about my 40s that I can actually say like that I'm looking forward to is if I go from 20 to 30, those years, they were okay, but they weren't that great. You know what I mean? Like they just weren't. But if you go from 30 in like February, but 30 to 40, it's been really good. It's been a good ride. I've been with Vincent the whole time. He's taking care of me. You know what I mean? Like he's never let me fall. Always there to catch me. Just to, like, so I got to think of it that way. So, because today I was feeling sad. I was feeling so sad today. It was just because, that's what we do when we're going to be 40, I guess. And I'll wake up tomorrow or the next day and it'll be fine. I'll be like, oh, I'm 40, It's not that I'm not like in my 30s. It's just that I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe it is because I'm not in my 30s. But if anyone asks, I'm 39. I'm staying there. I'm sticking with it. Your 40s were great. I'm looking forward to my 40s. I think they're going to be great. I really do. I think they're going to be like, it's going to get exciting around here. It's going to get exciting. Let me tell you that. I got my Oura ring. I'm ready. I'm ready to take on my 40s. But thank you guys all for being here with me. And thanks for being here with me for the last few years. Most of you guys have been here for a while. And even if it's not been a few years, you guys have been here for a while and you're here every night. And I appreciate that. I really, really, really do. So yeah, no, I don't think the 40s will be too bad. I think that, I don't know why I think about him so much, why I did. Maybe it's because my brother's in his 40s and he just needs to be older than me. He's about to be 50 though. Thanks, Dawn. If not, I'll be going to the doctor and they'll be doing some stuff. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know if I'll be going live tomorrow or not. I'm going to see. I might go live during the day because Vincent still has to work. So I was thinking about going live like over in the other room and just doing like a birthday live or something, just talking and chit-chatting. And because Vincent isn't off on Fridays, he's off Saturday, Sunday. So we'll be doing something tomorrow evening. We usually eat dinner. We eat dinner together every night, but we will sit down and eat like a special dinner together on my birthday. We just have always done the same thing. And I think that's what we're going to do. So yeah. And he'll probably make me breakfast in bed tomorrow because he does that anytime he makes breakfast, and he'll probably make breakfast tomorrow. So yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to do something fun. We'll do something fun. He asked me what I wanted to do. Okay, I will. Thanks, Casey. I'm gonna ask if he wants to either Saturday or Sunday, either this weekend, because it's kind of a short notice, or next weekend, we just unplug for one day. Just one day, because he's in IT, so it's hard for him to unplug. But maybe he could do that for me. You know, he could just put it on notifications, and if he has to look at it, he has to. But no phone. Maybe that's what I'll torture him into doing. But thank you guys for being here tonight. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys. More than likely, I'll see you guys tomorrow, like at least during the day. And yeah. And if I don't, have a wonderful day tomorrow. You know, it is Friday. It's going to be a great, great day. So I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Bye, guys.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna let it out. Tonight, we're gonna let it out. Tonight, we're gonna let it out. Just like the sunrise, we're gonna let it out. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now.